Hey guys, ECRG here. Today we're going to be talking about how to smoothly transition off of a clinical research study. Hey guys, ECRG here. Today we're going to be talking about how you can smoothly transition yourself off of a clinical research study and have someone take your place. Now, this is something that happens fairly frequently in clinical research. After a few months of working on a protocol, they'll have somebody else come onto that protocol and have their hands on it for whatever reason. Could be just to give them experience, or if someone is leaving the department, going to another department, or leaving to go to another company, or etc. So these transitions happen all the time, and the clinical study has to keep going on no matter what happens. If someone's out of the office, if someone moves on, this is a good way for people to really look into themselves and learn how to keep the trial going even though key people might be out. So sometimes people are very worthwhile for the study, and there may be a big drop off when someone else comes on, and you don't really want that. You want to be able to sub people in and out depending on the need, and hopefully there's not too much of a lag in the clinical study and timelines are dropped, etc., etc. So this is something that really should be focused on and prepared for from day one, and we're going to go over some tips here on how to do that. So the first tip I have is to prepare, and preparation doesn't start just when you get the notification from the resourcing department that you are coming off the study and someone else is coming off. Preparation starts from day one that you're on the study. And what I mean by preparation is you need to make sure that you're doing your job. Doing your job, making sure that documents are uploaded in the TMF, whatever your job is, making sure that your trackers are up to date, making sure that your emails are organized, making sure that everything is organized, all the documents and the paperwork are organized for the clinical trial, so that it's not a big hassle when you're told that you need to come off that trial. It's not a big hassle to get everything prepared and to quickly have someone else move on to the clinical trial. So preparation is key here, and it starts from day one, and it's an everyday process in order to do that, because the order could come in at any time for you to come off. And like I said before, you don't want to be hustling around to try and get everything fixed up so you can do that. You want to be able to move forward and be able to move forward without any major hiccups in terms of the transition process. So preparation is key here. The second thing you want to do is set up meetings with the person that is transitioning on in your place. And usually the project manager will kind of initiate this, but you should initiate this as well. And usually it takes about 1 to 2 meetings. That's what I like to do, with the first meeting really being the major one. And what's going to be discussed in that first meeting is you're going to be talking about the individual tasks that you're responsible for, and you're going to tell them what their role is, basically your role. You're going to tell them what you do for those tasks, and you're going to show them. You're not just going to tell them. So if it's in the office, you're going to have a meeting room or etc. Or if they're remote, you're going to have a WebEx set up or a Skype session set up and show them on the screen where things are on the study, and where they put things, whatever the tasks are. You're going to show them how to do it. They should know how to do the job because they're going to be in the same role as you. But things are set up a little bit differently on each study, so you're just going to kind of acclimate them to the study in that way. And these meetings are typically last anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour, at least for the positions that I've had in clinical research on the more project management side. I usually like 1 to 2 meetings, but it can be more than that if necessary. And you're going to be talking to them about the task and training them on how to do it. There's also usually a form to be filed in the TMF anytime there's a transition, just so the sponsor knows who's touched the study at the end of it. So there's typically going to be a form, and it's a good way to document what you taught them, what you guys talked about. So if a few months down the line they say, hey, I was never talked about this, or I never learned how to do this, you can always refer to the form and say, okay, yeah, we actually did talk about that, but let's talk about it again. So it's a good way to document and keep track of what was discussed during the transition/handover process. So that's the main thing. Those meetings are very crucial, usually 1 to 2 of them, and they're really there for the person to become easily acclimated to the study. They're there for them to ask questions if they have any, and that's why I literally have the second meeting. The second meeting is just to tie up any loose ends that the person may have, any questions. The first meeting is more so the handoff, the task discussion. The second meeting is tying up loose ends, maybe forwarding them some emails with some instructions for them to do, maybe filling out that transition form I was telling you about that's usually filed in the TMF. We fill that out while we're there with each other. Those meetings are working meetings. We do work during those meetings. They're not just one person talking. They're active meetings that we're talking back and forth about. And that really helps them to go along smoothly and for you to really know that the person is understanding what you're saying. So we fill out the transition form usually in the second meeting and forward any emails that the other person may need, forward anything, give them all the materials that they may need, any job aids that they may need, etc. So then the third step here is to make sure that you finish strong. You don't want for them to come on the study and have them to clean up after you and have a whole bunch of work for them to do. So you want to make sure that you've crossed your T's and dotted your I's with everything that you need to do so that you give them a clean study and put them in the best possible situation to succeed. The worst possible thing is for them to come on the study and then to talk about how you messed up everything and for them to have to go and fix everything. That's not what you want on the study. That's not what you would want to come into an absolute mess for the study. So don't do that for the other person either. So that's the third thing you want to keep in mind, is just to finish strong on your study, and leave it how you would want it to be left for you, pretty much. And the fourth thing is, after you've transitioned off the study, is keep your things available. Don't just delete everything from that study, because one, you may end up having to go back to that study and you may need some of those things, and two, the other person might need some things. You may have forgotten something in the transition. That happens all the time, and they may not realize it until later. So keep things on there for at least a month. Preferably, your company will have some sort of server where you keep things to where it's not exactly on your computer. It's in the cloud somewhere. So I tend to keep all my documents and things there. So even if I were to lose or break my computer, I'd still have access to all those documents. And also, it doesn't really take a precious memory on the computer. So those are the 4 things you want to keep in mind while doing a smooth transition. You guys should comment down below any thoughts you may have on transitioning studies, what you guys think. Comment that down below. So to go over it again, the first one is to prepare. Preparation is key. Second one is to set up meetings with the person that's transitioning onto your study. Third one is to make sure you finish strong. And fourth one is to keep your files available and organized for at least a month. And that's pretty much it I have for you guys today. Email us at eliteclinicalgroup@gmail.com for any inquiries you may have. Comment down below any comments you may have. That's it for today, guys. Take care.